what the pseudo killers did a video 24 minutes ago or something, 30 minutes ago.
Yeah. I went on
They was kind of continuing from yesterday, I think.
The pseudo killers. You got the YouTube on.
Yeah, I ain't playing it. We live. What you hearing about the YouTube on? Oh yeah, I just hit the live button. We good.
I was hearing the echo.
You can hear echo?
I was.
Nah, it's gone now. Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, we trying to let them people get up in here, man. Get it going. Yeah, we got range over here, bro. We can do shows where people come on and join in their ideas, because that's what science is, man. Join our ideas, community ideas. Then we can do shows where we knock you out the damn box. This is one of them shows. We're gonna end the whole discussion. We don't want to hear that nonsense no more. Tired of it, man. Let the people come up in the room. All right.
Yeah, I didn't even know y'all was live earlier.
Yeah, man, we was talking. I was like, I ain't going live. Chef was rocking. I'm let them rock out for a minute. Let the community rock for a minute, yo. You know how we do. Anything we need to fix, we could fix it. We the fixers. Uh-oh.
No doubt.
Clean up man, yo.
Huh?
The clean up man.
Yeah, we clean all that nonsense up, yo.
Yeah, I totally missed it. I said I totally missed it.
Yeah. Nah, you ain't actually missing. I went on a we actually I mean, you know, shit. You ain't missing. What the hell's going on? Oh man, I can't even get to the chat. I don't even need to get to the chat, man. But yeah, man, let's see. People get in the building, man. Let me check and see who in there, man.
Yeah.
See who in the damn building. It's good, man. What's up with y'all though?
Bro, I'm good. I'm good. Ready to get it in.
Yeah, man, let's go and get this shit in, man. People in here, man. We got 23,000. We got 23,000 building, man. We ain't gonna get started to at least get 40 in this joint, man. What y'all doing? Yeah, man.
Yeah.
It's all that good content, right?
We gotta let it pile up in here.
Pile up in there, man. Let it pile up in here.
Amateur Scholar. What up, squad? What up? Oh, Geechee. Excuse me. Geechee in the building.
We gotta get you in the building. We gotta get you in the building. All right, let's see who else we got up in here, man. Lil King, what's good? S Rush, what it do? Mongo Slade. See him in the building. New School Thought.
Alicia Bennett. Is that Pastor Bennett? Is that one of Pastor Bennett's sisters?
Well,
she and the kin of Pastor Bennett. I ain't seen Pastor Bennett. Y'all talk to him. How he doing? Anybody seen or heard from Pastor Bennett?
I ain't heard from him since he challenged that debate. I ain't heard from him since he challenged.
I ain't heard from my good brother in a while.
Oh man.
He ran, yo. He ran about the community, man.
Oh man. Said that man ran. He don't do no running. He was over there. He be on Sonetta beating up niggas. I heard he been on a roll.
Sister said, so this the atheist channel, huh?
Yeah, sure.
School of thought.
Yeah, it's the atheist channel. You already know what it is. Yeah, I was over on Sarnetta's, man. I did some advertising, man, to bring people over here, man.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what we at. That's how we do it. Yeah. It's really a thinking channel. Niggas is thinking. That's what
free thinkers. We free thinkers over here.
True free thinkers.
Yeah, we thinking.
She said, nope, she ain't no kin to Pastor Bennett. She ain't no kin to Pastor Bennett. That's all right, though. You know what? That wouldn't be a bad thing. I like Pastor Bennett. He a real dude. I like him.
Yeah, he ain't bad, man. Yeah, hit that like and subscribe, man. Also, make sure y'all subscribe to the Bobby Banger channel, man. All right. Get that going in a little bit. Get that rocking. Yeah. We ain't gonna be in here long. We're gonna get in and get out with some serious shit. You know, we're gonna drop the link, give you y'all thoughts on it. And what we doing, man, but we're gonna have some fun tonight, man, because it is what it is, man. 35, 5 more in the building, man. Hit that like and subscribe, man. Waiting to hit that 40 number. That's the magic number 40. We can go in, we can get it going. Magic number is 40, 5 down. Tell your friends, let them know that we live. Amateur scholar, the devil worshipers says, nah, I don't believe in the devil. You don't believe in God, I ain't gonna believe in the devil. The hell's going on?
Damn.
God damn.
They to the extreme evil, yo. Like, God damn, ain't no niggas ain't evil out here, yo.
I don't know, yo. I don't believe in the devil. I wouldn't know what the devil was. God and the devil is one and the same to me, the bright morning star. That's what it's saying in the Bible, don't it?
Man.
Right. So if I don't believe in God, how can I believe in the devil?
Devil worshipers.
Yeah, you would have to believe it. I'm saying I ain't worshiping God, so why would I worship the devil? They're mythological characters.
According to them, if you don't believe in the devil, you believe in the devil.
Oh, that's fine then. Then I believe in the devil, then nigga. Shit,
or you still on the devil's side, pretty much.
How? All of us corny. Obvious. Mika, what's up with you? Shintravo. D, what is good? Let me put the bottom. I mean, I can't even get to the channel right now, man. My whole thing, I had to redo my whole computer.
Got 37.
All right, we got 36, man. They moving slow. What y'all doing, man? Tell a friend, man. Let them know, man. We're going in. We're going in. The real Dogon is told by science, man. And we never had to get out the tank.
Yeah. No, it's 39. It's 39 in there.
Yeah, 39. Yeah, it just went up.
Yeah, as soon as I said that, they went up. We down, we need one more. You let your friends know, let them know that them niggas, they hot over there. They going hot. They going hot.
Turn on the incendiaries.
Yeah, they going hot. They going hot. Y'all know we going hot. We doing it.
That V Nice. Homie V Nice in the building.
See Centavo in there too.
Boy, we hit that magic number, man. Hit that like, man. We got 40 people say have at least 40 likes.
Yeah, we in there.
Hit the like button. What y'all doing, man? Come on, man. So more people can find the channel, man. Don't be cheating and keeping this good information to yourself, man. Let's not do that. We don't want to do that. Hey, get y'all folder, right? We'll be dropping some sources. Oh man, how we gonna drop the damn sources if I ain't on YouTube? Wow. Man, let me see if I can get in here, man, so I can get some data. This is stupid right here. I don't know how they did this. Wow. Wow. Let's see. Let's back to this.
But yeah, peace to everybody that came through though. Peace to everybody in the chat. Peace to everybody watching. Peace to the brothers on the panel.
Peace, man.
We're gonna get some information in, you know. We're gonna disabuse the community of some pseudo thoughts, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Hey, we ain't sending that link out. We ain't sending that link out right now. Yo, we're gonna hit this show, then we're gonna let y'all get in. Yeah, we ain't doing that one. Yeah, we're gonna show you how we smoke them up and get them up out of there. Ain't gonna take 3 hours. Right? We're gonna be a lot of learning going on, man. It's gonna be fun, man. All right. Man, I appreciate everybody's support. 514-541-43. Appreciate everybody's support. Hold on, let me see. We can get ready to get this in, man. Did I get the right code in here, right? Man, boy. Man, I can't even get you. You know, I'm trying to get to the YouTube. The YouTube. All right. Okay, got it.
Oh man.
What?
The homie Chavis in the building. What up, Chavis?
There you go. Man, free Chavis, man. They free him?
Yeah, free Chavis.
They free Chavis? Hey, welcome home, brother. Welcome home, brother.
The campaign worked. The campaign worked then, man.
Hey, welcome home, big dog.
Why free Chavis, Y'all stupid. Free Chavis.
Damn, man, he wasn't
I'm
even
gonna go ahead
watching
and
us
put
for a
my
little.
sign up.
Look, he wasn't even allowed to watch us at one time in life. Man.
Oh my God.
They forbade him to watch us at one point, bro.
Yeah. Forbade, not the forbade.
Welcome home, bro.
Not the hidden forbade technique.
Forbade him.
Oh man. That's a good dude, yo. About 40, about 34, about 34. Yeah, about 34.
I wanted you to do that presentation over here though, Chavis. That would have been mad dope. And then we could have had like a question and answer afterwards. That would have been dope. But you know, whatever. You can come on the panel once we put the link out there. And yeah.
All right, Ken, that might break the rules. Might break the rules.
Yeah.
All right, so listen, man. Hey, y'all know what it is, man. We on it all day long, man. Black African Power family. Look, what's good? What's happening? A well-organized lie defeats a disorganized truth every time. Woo-hoo-wee, man. Y'all already know what it is, man. It's the pseudo killers on deck. Come to do what we got to do. We're going to do what we got to do. We standing tall. We standing strong. Pseudo killers on deck. What's good, Concrete Corey? My fault. Cosmic Corey. What it do? What it do? What it do?
Man, peace to the brothers. Peace to everybody. Like I said in the chat and everything. Peace for appreciate everybody for coming out, listening to our bullshit. But we finna get another one in, man. Go ahead.
Clark Kent. You know what it is? Pseudo killer official. What's good? What it do? What it do? What it do?
Man, I see dead people, huh? I got the sixth sense, bro. Like I just woke up this morning. I just started seeing. Man, what's happening with you, man? I'm right here, man, chilling. Glad to be off today. Back on it tomorrow. Kicking it one more game with the pseudo killers.
Man, I know it is, man. Hey, man, check this out, man. Brother Anthony, man. Pseudo killer official, man. Hey, look, man. The quote unquote, how they say, how I want to say this, how I want to put this to the people. Let me see. Space Age African Astronomy Club, right? That's what it is, man. Me and my man Anthony, man, that's what we doing. We doing that. All you need is a goddamn telescope, man. So since this is a topic, you know what I'm saying, the Astronomy Club got to be in there. Hey, hold on for a minute. Hey, Cosmic Core, you got your telescope yet?
I got my telescope, but in order to be in the club, you gotta have yours out the box, though, right?
Nah, just you gotta get out the box yet. You don't gotta get out the box.
I ain't got mine out the box yet.
You don't gotta get out the box. You're official, man. You don't gotta get out the box. As long as you got the box, we can work with that, man. Hey,
I got a 6-year-old and 1-year-old, man. I'm telling you, I take it out the box, it's gonna be there.
Oh, it's gonna be over with. Don't do it.
They gonna own it. You know what I mean?
Oh man, don't let them play with it. They're gonna throw it off. Brother Anthony, man, what it do? What it do? What it do?
What's happening, Bobby? Bobby Banger.
Bobby Banger.
Peace to you, Corey, Kent. Peace to the chat.
Peace.
Peace.
Appreciate everybody coming out. Hope y'all ready to learn a little bit today. But I'm gonna start off by saying, when you're scientifically literate, they can't drag you down to their level and beat you up with experience. Let's get it in.
I ain't even put the daggone link in the pseudo killers chat. I'm dead wrong. Dead wrong. Let me at least put the link in the pseudo killers chat. God dang, how I do that? Oh man, no, I messed up with that. All right, let me get the link off here. Let me do it. I gotta be smarter than this. Hold on. Hold on, Cedric. I got you, bro. My fault. Recording. I don't want that. I don't want that. I want the daggone. All right, bam. All right, let me throw this in here.
Oh, ain't nobody got. We got Rasta Man email, don't we? You need to shoot him the link.
I know. Did we got the thing? Let me see.
We had it. I forgot
it.
it.
In the pseudo killer thing. God damn it.
It's in the pseudo killer email.
Yeah, it's in the pseudo killer email. I know what to do though. We're gonna get it right now. Don't act like we ain't gonna get it right, because we definitely gonna get it right. Definitely gonna get it right now. You say it's in the pseudo killer email, right?
Yeah. At the Gmail, pseudo killers at Gmail.
All right, again, put that. Yeah, we go on. Let me see. Yeah, the contest is really over with. You know how I like to do around this motherfucker. I ain't playing around with nobody, man. We get this shit on the road and get it out the way. Hold on, let me send this link out, man, to the pseudo killers. God damn it.
Brendan, we got Brendan Sims.
Yeah,
That's my brother. That's my brother.
Send Brendan the link too. Hold on, let me see.
He has some questions at the end of that presentation the other day.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
All right.
They had a pretty decent discussion at the end. Like I said, I
believe
watched the whole presentation, you know.
I don't believe you.
By the way. Yeah, I did. I watched it from start to beginning.
Did you?
From start to beginning. I said I think that's the second time I said that, from start to end, start to finish.
Oh man. Yeah, that's in the chat. Everybody got it. Hold on, damn. I just ain't. Well, it's in the pseudo killer. What's we call Google Scholar in the pseudo killer joint, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, here you go, Google Scholar. Let me do that. Oh, that's the YouTube. What? Dang, why did I do that?
I think his email was like Rasta Man or something like that.
I know.
It was a while ago. He emailed us.
Yeah, all right. Why is this shit in here like this? This is stupid. Okay, we done got a little crazy here. Yeah, why did I do that like that? That ain't how I did that. Oh man, they copied the wrong daggone link. Why did they do that? Shh.
No, man.
Oh man, they must know we got the cooker get ready to go. The cooker is cooking. God damn, yo. It ain't
got
easy.
The charcoal
bro.
on the grill, got the fire, got the
definitely got that going.
got the charcoal on the grill.
We don't even need no charcoal. We got other.
Already got a good little fire start.
Right?
Yeah, that shit. Yeah,
Still
you ain't
smoking.
lying.
Still hot.
Smoking. All right, I'm gonna do it this way.
There's plenty combustibles around.
Leftovers. Leftover. All right, here we go. All right. Now we're getting it right. Copy. Okay. All right, I put the wrong thing and I'm messing up, yo. Dang. I don't know why. I don't know why. All right. Make sure everybody get in here. How about that?
73,000.
73,000. That's how we want that. All right. Got the link. Putting in a pseudo killer thing. Don't y'all disappoint me now. All right, my fault. All right, there you go. I did the wrong link. Okay, bang, we got that. Let me send it out. Let me go to the pseudo killer. Got it. What was this?
You be doing this and that, man.
I know. I got it though. I didn't send about now. I'm trying to get whatchamacallit Google Scholar shit. What was this thing, yo? You remember?
Man, it was Rasta, man, I think.
No, it wasn't that. I can find it.
His email.
I got it. Rasta funny as fuck. Rastaman. He's right. It might be Rastaman. Send it right here. Let's see. Rastaman. There you go. Yeah, man, let's get right into the Defies cooking. Y'all, I smell a barbecue. I smell barbecue chicken. I smell it. I definitely smell it. So for me, and what I wanted to do was, right, I wanted to start off with, I wanted to actually start off with Brussels. For me, all right, because he's noted as being the first person not to see it, but make a scientific prediction on it. And we always want to start our shows with that. But before we get started, Clint, can you please roll that beautiful footage, please? Because this is how we feel when y'all be attacking us. You gotta hit the play button. We don't see it. You ain't hit the play. Can you hear me? Kent, you on mute.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah,
I
hit it again.
Showing. You ain't showing?
Yeah, go.
Yeah, you gotta hit the button. Oh, there you go.
Sir, they've opened fire.
Yeah, crazy.
You gotta be kidding me.
These dumb bastards ain't getting the message. All right, let's turn up the heat. Switch incendiaries. Fire.
So that's how we be feeling when you be shooting the bows and arrows at us. Ting, 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 ting. Y'all don't be getting a message. It's always been about science and scientific innovation. That's what it is. So let's get right into the cook. Let's go with Brussels, because he was using science and scientific innovation. All right, so I'm gonna get y'all with the first source. All right. We're gonna go to the Museum of Natural History. All right. The American Museum of Natural History. That's gonna be our first source. I hope y'all got your paste, boom, bam. There you go. Put that in y'all pseudo killer folder real quick, right? All right, that's for y'all to put in y'all folder, okay? For the easy read, one sec. Yeah, so we can go right to I want to get right to it. So So what was the tools that Russell was using? Right? We know he was using math. All right. Maybe Anthony will get into that. Okay. But what he was doing was he was measuring the distance with stars. So let's say with the work done, Russell was able to achieve a feat from which he is best remembered today. He is credited with being the first to use the stellar parallax in calculating the distance of a star. It says astronomers have believed for some time that the parallax will provide the first accurate measurement of interstellar distance. Okay, let me go down here. As well as helping determine the parallax of 61 Cygni, Russell's precise measurements using a new medium circle. I'm gonna say this again, new Meridian Circle, right, from Adolf Rinsold, allowed him to notice, watch this now, deviations in the motion of Sirius and Procyon. It says, which he deduced must be caused by the gravitational attraction of unseen companion. I'm gonna say this again, this is important right here, all right? This man used this. I'm gonna show you what he used, all right? First of all, let's get with Adolf Rinsold. Oh, I'm saying his name right. Y'all see the screen, right? Right, that's a white boy right there. There you go. Why is he important? Adolf was a German, look at this, astronomical and scientific instrument maker, okay? So we're talking about tools and instruments, all right? Now, what was the tool that he developed? I think that's important. This is the tool that he developed right here. Meridian Circle. Y'all see it? So I want y'all to look at the tools of the trades back then, right? And what they was using. So you can never be tricked again to thinking that you just looked up in the sky and figured out certain things. Some things you can figure out, but a lot of this stuff, man, you need instruments. And I've been saying this from day one. So we're not gonna play this little game. One, I'm showing you how they did it. Now, even with this, he was able just to measure, and he realized based off of those measurements, right, that wait a minute, something's not right. All right. Right here. Here you go. It says from that tool by Rinsold allowed him to notice a deviation in the motion of Sirius and Procyon. It says which he deduced must be caused by a gravitational attraction of unseen companions. It says here his announcement of Sirius' dark companion in 1844 was the first correct claim. The first correct claim of the previous unobserved companion by positional measurement, and eventually led to the discovery of Sirius B. So he didn't even get there, right? But the tool allowed him to recognize that something wasn't quite right. It must be a gravitational pull on that particular star. Do y'all get that? So he didn't even observe it. It's not until after he died, right? After Russell died, that they were later on. You know what I'm saying? Find that. Now watch this. All right, let's get to the next quick point because we're moving real quick. Class move real fast around here. All right, so we figured out what the Meridian Circle was, right? So let me see. It says the Meridian Circle is an instrument of timing for the passage of stars across the local meridian. It's an event known as culmination, while at the same time measuring their angle, distance from the nadir. These are special purpose telescopes mounted so as to allow pointing only in the meridian, the great circle, through the north point of the horizon, the north celestial pole, the zenith, the south point of the horizon. It say the south celestial pole and hold on, my fault. Let me give it it say Meridian telescopes rely on the rotation of the sky to bring objects into their field of view and are mounted on a fixed horizontal east to west axles. All right, so now we know what a Meridian Circle is. All right, we got you. Okay, we know what it is. Now, so now we realize how he understood that it was something there possibly. Boom, that's a prediction. Now, as to answer the question about knowing certain elements there, okay, like, well, this star had this type of element in it. This is the claim that people are claiming the Dogon understood that what that companion star had and what it was made of. Let me show you how ridiculous that is. For this, we need to go to Robert Brunson. Why am I going to Robert Brunson? Why is Robert Brunson so important? Man, hell, man, he discovered 2 elements. I mean, that's first of all. So we're having a conversation about elements that you find on the periodical table, right? Yeah, because if you can look at a star and say what's in the shit, then you must have a command of the element chart. Well, hell, ain't no element chart yet back then. All right, so let's come right here. Let's come to his, real quick. I'm gonna put this in the chat for y'all. All right, because I'm almost done. All right, let me throw this in the chat. Put this in the chat for you. There you go. We just take a look at the cat real quick, man. Just a quick look. Brunson. Why is Brunson important? Let's move to here. Let's see. All right. So I want to come to, so let me see from his work, the reciprocity law of Brunson and Roscoff originated. It say he discontinued his work with Roscoe in 1859 and joined Gustav, okay, to study emission spectrum, this is important, of heated elements. So he's studying, watch this, the emission spectrum of heated elements, a research area called spectrum analysis. All right, let me put this in the chat for you, spectrum analysis. Spectroscopy. Hold on, scrappy. Am I saying that right, Anthony? Did I got that word right? Hold on.
The spectroscopy.
Spectropathy. Say it again. Did we get that right?
Spectroscopy.
Spectropathy. I should put that in.
Yeah, that's it.
All right, there you go. Hey, Cedric, why you ain't hit the button? I put the link in there, bro. Duh. The link is in the back. All right. All right, so I put the, all right, I put that link in the back. All right, let me get right here. Hold on. Okay, spectroscopy is the study of interaction between matter and electromagnetic radiation as a function of wavelength or frequency of the radiation. All right, and I just want to share my screen real quick so y'all can just see this just a little bit here because we just touching them up. Touch. There you go. There's that light spectrum right there. Y'all remember Newton also did an experiment where he took that sunlight and shined it through a pinhole, right? And he could see the spectrum of all colors. All right, but now they start to get into, you know, okay, did these certain elements give off certain colors, right? And that's how they can start realizing what element was, okay? All right, hold on. It's not hard, man, but it's not hard. Why? It's not hard because, hold on. Because science had already answered the damn question, and we can go back and see how they did it. We can go step by step in this process. You should be in there. All right, so where was we at? We was with Brunson. God damn, how did I lose you, Brunson? 1 second there, buddy. Man, I don't know how I lost Brunson. Where you at, Brunson? Hold on, let me get back to Brunson. All right, we back to Brunson now. So here we go. So I'm right here. Spectrum analysis, Grunstoff elements, research area called spectrum analysis. It say for this work, Brunson and his laboratory assistant, Peter, had perfected a special gas burner. Okay, so his lab assistant, okay, helped him perfect a special burner. Now, why? So that means he had to develop a tool. Watch this. So this is how serious this was. He had to develop a tool so he can heat the elements a certain way. That's interesting. We're talking about tools again. So, okay, Brunson and his laboratory assistant, Peter, had perfected a special gas burner in 1855, which was influenced by earlier models, the newer design of Brunson, okay, and Peter, which provided a very hot, clean flame. It's now called simply Brunson burner. Okay, there had been earlier studies of the characteristics of colors of heated elements, but nothing systematic. In the summer of 1858, Kirchhoff suggested that that he should try to form a prismatic spectrum of these colors. By October of that year, the two scientists had invented an anticipated instrument, a prototype spectroscope. Using it, they were able to identify the characteristics of spectrum of sodium, lithium, potassium, and numerous laborious purifications. Brunson proved that the highly pure sample gave unique spectrums. Man, guess what else he did, which I found to be very, very interesting. This dude took 40 tons of water, of distilled water. Watch this. It says, in the course of his work, Brunson detected previously unknown blue spectral emission lines in samples of mineral water from Dukim. Okay, that's actually a city in Germany. Durkheim. It said he guessed that these lines indicated the existence of an uncovered chemical element. It said after carefully distilling 40 tons of water in the spring of 1860, he was able to isolate 17 grams of the new element. Okay, he named the element caesium after the Latin word for deep blue. The following year, he discovered rubidium by a similar process. So this dude, by taking this distilled water, okay, discovered two elements. So I'm just trying to show you the level it took to even get you the process, to even be able to look at the daggone star, right? And kind of tell, well, where did that come from? So let me show, I want to show you something real fast. Let me put this in there real quick for y'all, because I want y'all to kind of look at this article. Let me share the screen real quick, right? Just want y'all to see this, and I'm gonna put it in the thing for y'all real fast. So right here, Science History Institute, Chemical Engineering, Life Science, Robert Brunson and Gustav. Now here you go. This is a great article for y'all to read, right? Very, very important article for y'all to read. All right, that machine right here, this is a machine they use to look at the color spectrum in them damn elements. That's kind of serious right there. All right. And so they did all this to even get you to the point to be able to tell what the hell was in the stars. Like for somebody just to think they looked up in the sky and could tell what kind of elements in there, that's a bunch of malarkey right there, man. And I didn't want y'all to be tricked, man, and think it's like that. See, that's what the pseudos will do. They will claim that they can't show you how they did it. How do they know that the metal was in the motherfucking star? They wouldn't know. All right, they'll talk you to death by some unimportant things, right? But right here, all right, let me share the screen right here so y'all can see what he actually discovered. Rubidium And y'all see the screen, rubidium. So on the element chart, right? If you go down here, look at the spectrum. Look, spectral lines of rubidium. See that right there? All right, let's go down to the history. Discover, look, Brunson and Gastav. There you go. So they discovered elements. And I said they discovered another element. Let me get to one more element and I'm gonna close down my part of it, man. And I'm just trying to show you the level and what it actually took to even get to the daggone shit. And if anybody just playing with y'all, man, they playing, yo. We not supposed to be playing over here, man. Right? We supposed to be dead serious at what we doing. This is not a joke, right? Never let history become a weight, okay, that will weigh you down. Don't do it. It's not worth it, yo. Trust me, it ain't worth it. All right, so I showed you how they would know. Here you go. Caesium. All right. Okay, what's the atomic number on it? Periodic 6. All right, let's figure out who the discoverer was. All right, discover, here you go. Brunson, there you go. Gastav, there you go. So they discovered 2 elements using that particular system, right? So now y'all clearly understand how is it that you can look up in the sky and figure out other elements. It was this process right here. So what was the process? Well, they developed, first of all, they had to develop a Brunson burner, all right, to be able to burn it a certain way to even get those colors to emit like that. One, all right, had to get that, had to understand elements. Did that, all right, important. Bressel, right? He had a machine, tools, right, to measure the stars, to realize that, man, if the measurement is not quite there, what something's going on, it's a gravitational pull here. I mean, he understood Newtonian physics and all that, right? That's how he deduced that it's got to be something else there. He wasn't just looking up in the sky like this. That's not how that happened, yo. If y'all think that's how that happened, yo, you're filled with belief and religion and you're subject to being a cult. Where you at, Anthony? You want to take it from here, yo? So I'm at Brussels, right? The extra credit was Brunson and the boys and Gastav, right? What you got before Brussels? You got to unmute yourself.
All right, first of all, I want to say peace to everybody. Peace to the chat once again. Appreciate y'all coming out. But I want to go back a step farther, brother, on to William Herschel. Now, in 1783, he was you can say he was the first to discover a binary star system. You know, he's accredited with the first one to be able to tell that, you know, some stars are in binary pairs. And that was in 1783. And that system is called Omicron 2 Eridani, which is, you can find it in the Southern Hemisphere. But it was, you know, the mathematics that he and his sister came up with that was to help predict, you know, astronomical objects in their locations in the sky. His sister's name is Carolyn. And, you know, it was, like I said, she helped him come up with that mathematical approach to the astronomy. And he came up also with the theory of stellar evolution, which is, you know, how stars age in their phases and stuff that they go through. But that process, that using the mathematics, you know, it was built upon, and in 1846, that was a little bit after Bissell, those same, you know, processes were used to discover Neptune. So Neptune is the only planet that we in the solar system that wasn't discovered by observation. It was discovered by mathematics. You know, it was something that should have been there based on the orbit of Uranus. And then they figured something should have been at this spot, and they found it. When they finally pointed telescopes in that area where the mathematicians told them, I forgot his name, but I got that source. It's at Earth and Sky Today in Science, Discovery of Neptune, and you can find that in the Pseudo Killers Discord or in the Pseudo Killers Facebook group page.
Okay. All right. Got you. Put that in,
And
check
you
that
know,
Discord. What section is in though, Anthony?
in the university, universe and math.
Okay.
And you know, you were speaking on Bissell. I mean, he also, you know, improved on Herschel's mathematics. And you know, he came up with the what they call the table of refraction. That's like, you know, with the telescope, you want to look at objects when they're higher in the sky versus lower on the horizon, because you're looking through the atmosphere. It's kind of like you're in a swimming pool. You know, if you're looking up at somebody and you're underwater, you can see them, but it's like refracting. Whereas if you're looking at somebody in the water, you get a better picture. You know what I'm saying? So he came up with a table for that. And also that sterile parallax, that was major. That's something that we use today to measure the distance of stars. And what that is, you know, that they take a picture of a star on one side of the earth or in spring, and then they come back in fall and they triangulate a position with the star, and you know, they do that little mathematics. So that's something we still do today. So I just wanted to get into the process, and you know, if the Dogon had that process, then you know, we need to be talking about that process. But if they didn't have that process, and if you have African people going over there with them, reporting that they knew nothing about it, I mean, we're doing them a disservice, in my opinion. And if the aliens can come give the white people all this great technology to do the things we're doing today, why couldn't they give us that? You know, that to me, that's an insult. And to even say that. But you mentioned that the Space Age Africans Astronomy Club. Well, we're gonna pay homage to the Dogon, because there are some things that the Dogon did astronomically to help them survive. And in that time, I think that was genius for those times. You know, there's an asterism we call the Pleiades. It's an open star cluster. And thanks to Brother Chavis McCrae, I got this from him in a source that he dropped in the Pseudo Killers Facebook page. They used the Pleiades to signal, you know, farming time. And if you go outside tonight, if you got a clear enough sky, you look to the west, you'll see a group of little stars. There's about 6 of them, 7 of them. They call them the Seven Sisters. But, you know, that was something that they actually used. So for our project in this catalog, it's not going to be called the Pleiades. It's going to be called the Dogon. And thanks to Brother Corey, we're not going to refer to the Little Dipper as the Little Dipper anymore. That's going to be the Drinking Gorge. And the North Star, which, you know, that pays homage to the slave that were, you know, they used that to go north. And the tail star on that Little Dipper or the drinking gorge is the star that Harriet Tubman used to move north. So that star will be named Harriet Tubman. And this is something we want everybody to be involved in. But we're gonna pay homage, you know, with naming what we see and get pictures of. We love our African heritage. And I don't know of anything like this that's out there for this community, but it's gonna be strictly science. And there's processes to these things. And if the Dogon had their process, they need to let the world know about it, because it ain't a secret no more. So there's no need to keep it secret. If they could do this before it was actually done, we need to know. So
Anthony,
yes, sir.
on the screen, yo, this is gonna be in the catalog. All right. Can you kind of explain to the people what this is and then what catalog is going into? And talk about the catalog real quick. Can you see it? Can you identify it?
Yeah, that's a picture I sent to you, through my telescope. And that is the asterism that I'm speaking of, the open star cluster, which is now known as the Dogon. And that, that's an actual piece of astronomy that they used in their day and time for survival. And like I said, I got that from Brother Chambers. But all my other sources, you can find them in the Pseudo Killers Discord, or either the Pseudo Killers Facebook page. That information on Herschel, that comes from Science Today. Let me get that.
Quick question for you, Anthony. Why is these stars clustering together? What's going on?
Well, that's what we would call an open star cluster. And it was actually all of those stars were made from the same cloud of material that forms the stars. It kind of broke up into clumps. So they're all gravitationally bound to each other. So they're moving in all kind of directions, around not necessarily a central point, but each star is affecting the other within that cluster. And it's I want to say it's about maybe 100 million years old or something like that, if I'm not mistaken. But that asterism or that open star cluster was used by many, many different, cultures along the years, because it's one of the brightest things in the sky. But yeah, it's all those stars are pretty much made from the same material. They have the same composition. They're different sizes and different distances, but they are all gravitationally bound to each other. Now, over time,
they come from the same nebula. They come out of the same nebula. Yeah.
Now, over time, they're gonna, disperse from each other, move away farther and farther from each other, because, like I said, they're not gravitationally bound to a central point. So they're just moving in any direction they, based off of what's nearest to them and what's nearest to them, so they're kind of moving in all directions. And like I said, it's estimated in so many hundreds of millions of years, they're gonna all move away from each other. So that's something that, it's if you go outside about 8, 9 p.m., you'll see it in the western sky. And that can easily signal, the springtime. You can easily correlate that with things starting to turn green, or, here, I'm speaking of here in America where I'm at. I don't know what the climate is in West Africa. I've never been there. But I'm just giving you an understanding of how you can use that to your advantage. So I know it's springtime because I see things are starting to turn green here in this area. If I go outside at dusk dark or right after sunset and I see this asterism in a certain part of the sky, I can correlate that with, okay, I need to start getting my ground ready to plant. So it's, like I say, for those times, to not have a calendar like we have today and all the technology that we have, to be able to correlate that takes observation and understanding your environment. That's using that for a purpose, for surviving. And I can get with that. To me, in those times, that is genius. So that's why I want to pay homage to them, because they use that for survival. And they had a method. But as far as the Sirius B, if they had a method for that, they need to let the world know, because they could be on the front page of everything or whatever. And maybe that's not what they want. Maybe that's not what they want. But still,
stop.
Just let me know. You can't keep it a secret no more, because we already know this information. So keeping it a secret, what's the purpose? Let me know.
I don't think it is no purpose.
No, me either, man. But I'm trying to give them the benefit of the doubt, dude.
No, I'm not even playing. I can't. I ain't gonna be able to do it, bro. Like I can't do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's too much to have. It's too many things that need to be at play. It's too many mechanisms, too many discoveries that have to be made to even get to that. It's high level astronomy. And I think we do them a disservice of accrediting them with things that they just didn't know about and just didn't do, right? That actually discredits them instead of giving them credit for what they did do, right? And we understand what they did do, okay? So we renamed the star system after them and putting it in the catalog, right? All astronomy clubs can have catalogs, right? And so we're identifying with certain African things, certain African-American things. That's what we're doing. While people is out there acting like the Dogon did this and did that, right? We're actually giving homage to them for what they did do. Why? Because you can see what it was they understood, because the residual is in their culture. Being able to plant crops at a certain time is fucking essential in their time. If you don't get the crops in the ground at the right time, your ass is grass and everybody dies. All that need to know about Cyrus B and C and all that, man, they ain't need to know that. That wasn't beneficial to them. You know what I'm saying? You would have to have like time to have a scientific lab, Brunson and them figuring out the element. Like, come on, man. Like it's the scope and how in depth it is. I was able to run through that real quick because science is spoken on it and it's right there for us. We're not going to teach our babies that the Dogon didn't have mythology. We're going to say they absolutely had mythology, right? But we're going to give them the science that explains about Cyrus B, right? And how they knew it and how they understood what metal was in it. See, that's what just happened. Just explained how they knew what metal was in the damn thing, not the Dogon, right? But later on, astronomers, how they knew it, how they was able to detect that there was an extra star there. Why? Right? Meridian Circle, right? Like all of that is essential to what we really talking about. Where you at, Kent? You should be here.
Yeah, I'm in here. What's up, man?
But you want to talk about the Poe Tolo?
Yeah,
Travis
man.
threatened you. He was like, yeah, that nigga start talking about that. What source you got here, man?
Yeah, so this is let me see where we at. This is from NASA Astrophysics Data System, right? Hold on, I'm gonna put that in the chat. All right. Yeah, you can see that on my screen.
Yeah, we see it.
Okay.
What you gonna
So
talk about?
so this is where they start talking about Patolo, right? All right, I'm gonna start with the second paragraph. I ain't gonna read the whole thing, right? It says the matter of the companion star to Sirius is perhaps the most intriguing. The Dogon reportedly know, and they listen to claims right here. People say you want, what are the claims? They say one, that a star they call Patolo, which is invisible to the naked eye, exists. Two, that it moves in an elliptical orbit around Sirius, and three, that it is small and dense, and four, that its period is 50 years. All of these points are indeed reported by Marcel Grail and Germain Dieterlen. I think that's how you say his name. The two ethnographers who have done the most work among the Dogon. Okay, going down to the next paragraph. This information is, however, by no means unambiguous. It should be noted, first of all, that in the Dogon cosmological system, as reported by Grail, twins and twiness are very important, as in many other cultures in West Africa. Interesting enough, in the rather complex Dogon linguistic system, the star Patolo and the seed of the same name are identified not only with each other, but also with a large number of symbolic or physical objects, including the type of womb thought by the Dogon to produce twins. So this could also be considered that. This might, of course, be because the Dogon, knowing Sirius to have a companion star, chose this system for many important symbolic and cosmological functions reported to be attributed to it on the basis of the ritual importance of twiness. On the other hand, it seems to us more reasonable to suggest that since twins are so important, any ritually important star, and the Sirius system is thought to represent the source of creation. So, I mean, this was an important star throughout their time, would have to be assigned a companion. The problem arising from there being no such star visible could be solved by its also being exceedingly small. And the problem of creation emanating from something exceedingly small, at least alleviated by attributing a great density to that something. Both of these beliefs are reported to be held by the Dogon. They are, in fact, what prompts Mr. Temple, which is Robert Temple, this guy that wrote that book, The Sirius Mystery, but he uses Grail and Germain Dieterlen's work to kind of back up his book. That's like his source. Points out, it would be rather remarkable were Sirius the only star assigned a companion by Dogon mythology. In a certain sense, however, it isn't. In Le Renard Pell, their most complete work on Dogon cosmology, Grail and Dieterlen mentioned the Polaris is considered as the molt, the double of that system, a system of constellations also ceremonially important to the Dogon, which is summarizes. This would seem to support our suggestion that the symbolic importance of twins and twiness is such that any ritually important star or collection of stars must be assigned a double. So, I mean, being that the sun was an important star, that would have to be assigned a double too, with the Dogon, according to their myths with Patolo.
Really?
But I wanted to get to the end of that one too. I didn't want to go through the whole, because the rest of that next paragraph goes into the just the distance and what was it? The perpendicular orbit, like how the orbit ain't even right for the word.
Oh yeah,
Patolo and all that.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
got
they
you.
going all of that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but we can put the source in there, man. That's a good source right there, yo.
Hey, I sent you them my two sources too in the text message. So if you want to put them in there.
Gotcha. Where you at, Concrete? You still in there? Where you at?
Oh yeah, I'm in here.
Yeah,
I ain't really have nothing on the Dogon or whatever. I ain't really into that, but I'll take the opportunity to always, fill the community in on some good science. So since we talking about neutron stars, I just wanted to kind of share with the people that because a lot of times we don't go into detail about things, and I just wanted people to know there were different kinds of neutron stars, right? So we have, your average everyday neutron star that's just sitting there, and he's not emitting any radiation or anything like that. So then you have other other neutron stars which people may be more familiar with, called pulsars, right? These are neutron stars that spin, and they have magnetic fields at each pole that emits particles or whatever. And so these pulsars spin so fast that you get a flash of light from them, like every millisecond or every like half a second or whatever. So astronomers, they talk about when they talk about space travel in the far future or whatever. Pulsars will be used kind of like lighthouses. How ships use lighthouses to help them navigate, to let them know they're about to approach land or whatever. So these pulsars can be used to help as what do you call it, points, landmarks, if you will, to help ships navigate or whatever. And then we have another type of neutron star is it's called a magnetar. So actually, I got a source on that, and I'm gonna share my screen here. And just 1 second. Yeah, this is a NASA source here. And I can just read. And as y'all can see, this one, this figure, the smaller figure there, you have the first figure is up top there. That's your average everyday neutron star, right? And you have another figure below, which is a pulsar. But I can read a little bit on this, and then we have a magnetar here. And actually, these are the pictures made bigger here. So they actually had these pictures. And that's a picture of a magnetar, this bigger picture here. That's what you would call a magnetar. This one here seems like a pulsar. It looks more like a magnetar. I don't see the poles emitting. This image here better demonstrates. I can't really get here, but that's definitely a pulsar. So yeah, I'm thinking this other one, this smaller one here, this bigger one here is a pulsar too. But and then I'll read a little bit on there. It says neutron stars are found when a massive star runs out of fuel and collapses. The very center region of the star, the core, collapses, crushes together every proton and electron into a neutron. If the core of the collapsing star is between about 1 and 3 solar masses, that means a solar mass is one of our suns, right? So 3 solar masses would be 3 of our suns, right? So I just wanted y'all to know that. So
yeah, pin that. That's a good one. Who taught you that? Funny. Got you.
That's pretty common knowledge, but some of us did not know that. So for the ones who didn't, then they learned that.
Yeah, all right, it says in the community, bro. You gotta really think about it, yo. This is an invention for us, bro. We putting it out there. This is not, we be so fixated on the continent sometimes, yo, forget, look up. Go ahead.
Yeah, absolutely. And y'all gotta excuse me, man. I got a sort of a head cold, so I'm coughing, and I might not be able to read this whole thing, but
nah, you don't gotta read the whole thing.
I'll give it a try though. I'm gonna read the part. I'm gonna read down to the part where I think is relevant to the topic, because this does have some relevancy to the topic. So I just want y'all to know that. I'm getting to it. Okay, it says if the core of the collapsed star is between about 1 and 3 solar masses, these newly created neutrons can stop the collapse, leaving behind a neutron star. Stars with higher masses will continue to collapse into stellar mass black holes. So neutron stars are related to black holes in that way. The bigger the star, the more of a chance that it will collapse into a black hole. But these neutrons actually hold the star up and keep the star from collapsing or whatever. But all right, this collapse leaves behind the most dense object known. An object, well, we already know it's a black hole. An object with these masses of a sun squished down to the size of a city. So that's basically what a neutron star is. You take a star, 3 to 25 times bigger than our star, right? And you smash that thing down into a city, smash it down into the size of Chicago or Baltimore or wherever y'all at, Charleston, wherever y'all live at, just imagine that. That's pretty crazy, right? Because just to let y'all know, the sun, our sun that we are within its system, right? You can open that sun up. Let's say that sun had a top and you can open up, you can dump 1 million Earths inside that sun. That sun is 1 million times the size of the Earth, right? So just to let people know. All right, where was I at? The collapse leaves behind the most dense object, an object with the mass of a sun squished down to the size of a city. These stellar remnants measure about 20 kilometers, 12.5 miles across. One sugar cube of neutron material with weighs about 1 trillion kilograms. And we talked about that. I told you a teaspoon of neutron material, if you sat it on the Earth, it will fall straight through the Earth, right? It says on, where was I at? 1 sugar cube of neutron star material will weigh about 1 trillion kilograms, on Earth, about as much as a mountain. So it's crazy. It's crazy. All right. Since neutrons have began their existence as stars, they are found scattered throughout the galaxy in the same places where we find stars. And like stars, they can be found by themselves or in binary systems with a companion. Many neutron stars are likely undetectable because they simply do not emit enough radiation. However, under certain conditions, they can be easily observed. A handful of neutron stars have been found sitting at the center of a supernova remnant, quickly emitting X-rays. More often, though, neutron stars are found spinning wildly, with extreme magnetic field as pulsars or magnetars. In binary systems, some neutron stars can be found accreting material. And that's another thing. These neutron stars, and I always talk about accretion disks, right? But these neutron stars, they're so dense and heavy. When they're in a binary system, a lot of the times they start to steal the material away from that star that is in the binary system with. So you have a regular star, right? And you have a neutron star in a binary system, right? The gravity from that extreme gravity from that neutron star can start to pull that material and cause an accretion disk to develop, right? But that's what they're and I wanted to kind of hone in on that because I always talk about accretion disks, right? So okay, in binary systems, some neutron stars can be found accreting material from their companion, emitting electromagnetic radiation powered by the gravitational energy of the accreting material. It says below we introduce two general classes of non-quiet neutron star, pulsars and magnetar. So I kind of went over that and I put this article in the chat, in the YouTube chat. And so if y'all want to, y'all can go into exactly what the magnetars is, and y'all can get into really good detail on that, into what pulsars is. So yeah, that's all I have for that. If somebody else wanted to get in there and go.
Cedric,
Or if y'all want to ask a question or comment on what I just read.
I wanted to get that last paragraph in because I think it made an important part on that too.
Go ahead. Do you want me to pull that up or okay?
I can pull it. Well, so I
already
got it up.
I'll pull it. I got it. Hold on.
Can you make it bigger? It's a
astrophysics
data system one.
I sure can.
Yeah, when I pull.
Oh, you saying the one I was just sharing, right?
No, the one I have.
Oh, the one that you had. Okay, so I can go up there. Let me do this. Hold on.
I say if not, I can just put mine on. There ain't no thing. I got.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. You got it. If you got it, go ahead.
What paragraph you trying to do? What you trying to do?
That last paragraph where it's talking about
what page? What page?
27. 27.
Yeah, but if y'all had anything before y'all pull that up, or while y'all pull that up, if y'all had anything y'all wanted to ask about that or comment on that, y'all can go ahead on that.
Go down to the last paragraph. Where it say finally.
Yeah.
So okay, the link is in the chat too, y'all. So if y'all want to pull this up and read along and make it bigger or whatever, but it says it talks to how Grail wasn't the only one that talked to the Dogon. You know, he came there in like the 1930s, I believe.
You talking about Grial? Yeah.
Yeah, Grial.
Yeah.
Grial.
Mm-hmm.
I call him Grail, but you know, I messed that name up. Okay, so it says, finally, we would like to point out that the unwary reader might, on reading Grail and Dieterlin, come away with the impression that the Dogon living in a remote part of Africa had little or no contact with European culture prior to their field work carried out in the 1940s. This is simply not the case. There have been French schools, which included geography and natural history in their curricula in the area since 1907. There are also Islamic schools, and those Dogon who wish to pursue higher or technical studies in the French system can do and have done so in nearby towns. Dogon culture has shown itself to be very resilient in its, go to that next page. Response to acculturation. It has quite successfully and completely incorporated aspects of Islamic ritual and culture into its own cultural structure. It may well have incorporated more than that. No culture exists in a vacuum, and most certainly not the Dogon culture. The researcher who may find clear evidence of astronomical knowledge of the sort Temple claims for the Dogon might do well in seeking to explain it. Explain it. That's all we asking y'all to do is explain. If y'all saying they found, you know what I'm saying, knew about the Sirius B, you know what I'm saying, but to continue to consider the most likely source of that knowledge, our own culture, before suggesting mystical sources or going back several thousand years and inferentially adding it together with the secret of the Great Pyramid and its interstellar beacons to the store of knowledge of storybook Egyptians. So basically, they saying, okay, if they did put Patolo, or if they did have Patolo before Grayu showed up, then I mean they still got it from somebody. Like they didn't just.
I didn't really get that from that.
What you got
But,
from it?
I mean, it's talking about influence in general, which no one would deny. But I didn't see anywhere where it was saying, especially verbatim, that was inserted into their language, and that like they didn't like it didn't deal with the fact that they farm, so they're gonna look at stars even before they have contact with people. Whatever they are coming up with is before the contact. It's already ingrained in their language. The word star, Tolo. So that's not coming from some like that isn't. You don't need to be introduced or be influenced by white people to look at stars.
So you're saying you didn't get that from the book you read, or you
No,
didn't get that
when
from
I
the
just
source?
read, I didn't get any of how you summarized it. As far as with Potolo, especially, I didn't get that. No.
How didn't you? I mean, it says before suggesting mystical sources or going back several thousand years and inferentially adding it.
But is it being inferentially added if it's a part of their culture? Farming, agriculture is that's not adding. That's actually ingrained in their psychology, because it's a part of how they are.
Hold on. So do you think that then nobody get there before
No,
Grayu?
you mixing
I'm
it
not
up.
talking about nobody. What I made up.
No, I'm saying y'all about to argue about something that y'all ain't even talking about the same damn thing. You talking about the toe polo. He's just talking about them having the ability to see Cyrus B. Y'all about to have two separate arguments.
I'm saying, but listen, they named it already. Regardless, I'm saying they named a bunch of stars, and all of them are Tolo. So they have a name for stars, which y'all said they didn't.
We're not arguing that. We're not arguing that, bro.
Yeah, let Travis no, he did his presentation. We just listened. Like we wasn't arguing.
I was listening too.
Listen.
Yeah, I was listening. That's why I was quiet the whole
time.
No,
go ahead, Travis. Get your point. I want to hear what you're saying now, because I'm trying to understand.
I'm just trying to figure out exactly when and where was this idea installed into their psychology. I see that you're saying influences, but like I can't accept a whole influence on people that's already.
Can they explain how they know? Hold on, if you hold on, if you can't do that, if you can't do that, then you got to explain to us how they knew about it.
I mean,
simple.
You read that part about the twinness, like you substantiated what I said earlier.
No, you have to explain how they knew about it.
That's what I was just about to talk about, the twinness.
How they knew about a star, or how they knew about
Sirius B.
I'm saying
gotta clip the star part. No one's debating about them having stars. We just talked about farming. We actually added it to our category, so we're not saying that, though, Travis. So don't make it that.
Let me get you clarification so I can see exactly what we is debating, because that's
we're talking about them not being able to see the
I don't think we really debating. I just want to have some clarification. I just want to slow it down a little bit, because I think we're moving too fast, and I think we anxious to talk past one another, right?
Yeah, we don't
have. For some clarification, for clarification purposes here. Now they can't read the part about the twinness, right? And I saw you mention that in your presentation, Chavis, right? Correct. And so the way I interpret it, right, is anything worth naming or having a ritual around it, or having some type of significant attributions to it, right? They always give these things twins, right? So or a companion or something like that, right? So anything that they're gonna name, or that they, you know what I'm saying, is definitely gonna have a companion to it. So I don't see really any significance in that. Doesn't tell me that they know. I wouldn't use that to say, okay, well, that shows me that they know about the Sirius B, or that's how they know, because it's a twin automatically. anything of importance is automatically a twin to it.
Mhm.
So I mean, and then as far as the Ptolo, right? There were multiple objects that they gave this name. It was in the source that you read, and then it was in the source that Kent read, that they actually give this name. They give this attribute, this Ptolo, this small seed attribute, to multiple different things.
I don't know about
right?
that. I didn't read that part.
Well,
I didn't say nothing about
I've
that.
read that.
I'll read that part, and it's like I say, I'll read that. I guess I seen what he put in there. I'll read that, but I pretty much a lot of that is repeating stuff I already went over. But as far
No, I'm saying we're having a discussion here. I heard you say that, but I didn't see I don't see like why
no, my thing is how is it
that's
getting explained
significant
away?
to you in knowing about a
it's
star.
significant to me because I feel like there should be an explanation to explain it away, as if it's nothing if they don't.
Whoa!
Say that again. Hold on. Don't jump in because I'm trying to hear clear now. Say that one more time.
Video.
Yeah, but I just want to hear. I want to hear my man Chavis one more time.
Yeah, I know, but Kent, you just played
my
it.
significance of it is if they identify it as whatever, that's like they need. Basically, in order for me to completely omit it and leave it alone, I need an explanation as to what it is, and I haven't came across anything that says that they used it for a bunch of all of the stuff that I read. So it was a particular like star dealing with.
Well, we just read that. We just
a
read it
different
like
star.
5 minutes ago. Like, I mean, you know what I'm saying?
I know what y'all read, but I read.
Yeah.
Pull it up, Kenny. What we read about how they had
the Harvard article, right?
Yeah, the Ptolo, how it's talking about.
I read the article from Gralde and Dieterling, which is like from 19th. That's the one that they were saying that not only, like, I think it's called Sedanic Star System, where they're saying that they wasn't even just talking to one person, and they talked to other tribes, and other tribes had a similar name of the same system, was like Dolo instead of Tolo or whatever. I guess they switched the T to a D in Bambara or whatever. But that's the importance to me is if it's something that's was documented not only in one place, in another place. I need an explanation for it in order for me to move on.
Well, and then one more
like,
thing for me. One more thing.
And
I'm gonna be quiet. I'm gonna be quiet after this. I just got one more question. I didn't really get a clear one.
On asking me for what you trying to figure out this. He's asking me for the significance, and I thought that's what I was trying to do, bring clarification on the significance of the term for me, and why I see it as significant.
But how does that help?
Yeah, but that's not.
How does that help in a conversation? Though? Let's tie it together. I don't feel like I ain't got time to beat around the bush. How the hell does that help you understand that they may have not seen Cyrus?
How does having
not seen knew about it?
How does having a name for something help me understand?
No, Polo. I'm saying so y'all on this weird thing right now. I'm telling you that they did not see it. I gave all the instrumentation. I gave everything.
They didn't even say that they seen it. I don't understand why you keep on saying that though.
I want to do my little presentation.
Oh man.
I just want to
He didn't say he seen it though. He didn't. He didn't say.
No, not even knew about it. Let's knock it off.
I'm saying if they have a name for something, how are you gonna say that they don't know about something? They have a name.
They don't have a name for that, Shabbos. Listen, Shabbos, it was very simple.
What is it then?
Listen, we showed you how everything is a goddamn twin for them. So that killed the whole conversation.
No, I don't think
everything
that.
has
For you, I understand.
So
how you thought that was an I got your moment, but
Shabbos.
Just your show. Go ahead.
A bunch of scientifically literate individuals and pull off what you think you're pulling off. At a certain point, you got to get with the program and say, yo, that was fucking mythology. And I hear what y'all saying. There's no way they could have did that. We gave it a process.
I'm not going to be able to do that because if we being scientifically literate,
See, I don't want to
understand
go down this
cultural
road.
anthropology
Somebody
is
mute
I
this
wanna,
dude. Let
So
me
in
talk.
order to deal with this particular topic, yes, you have to deal with
No,
the
you do
mythology.
not. Only
Hey, why
only
didn't-
If you're
black
gonna talk
crazy people out
cultural
their mind gotta do
anthropology,
that,
which we
Travis.
are doing, sir,
No, we're
yes,
not.
you do.
Hey,
If
Travis.
you don't want to, you want to talk strictly science and astronomy and not
No,
archaeoastronomy
hold on,
and not
anthropology is
ethnoastronomy,
science.
that's cool, bro. I'm not tripping. I'm saying there are other things
anthropology
outside of
is
this thing.
science, though.
This
Hey, Chad.
small
This
bubble
boy
that
be
y'all keep.
quiet.
Hey, Travis, we gonna bring it down
This is
one
why I didn't want
level
to
though.
come on yet, bro.
I
If
don't
he wanted
mind
me to come on yet, I'm
Man,
just.
we gonna run.
the
We gonna
passion,
run.
the
Here we
passion.
go
I
with the
love
run
passion. You know, I love passion, bro. But we gonna bring it down because I'm not trying to get cussed out by my wife. And I just got one more. And I'm just gonna say I didn't really get clear on that question, but I'm gonna move on because I had another question. And damn it, man. See, I hate when y'all do this to me, man. I
You doing it to
forgot my
us?
goddamn question, man.
Hey, well,
It
why
was
you
a good-
doing that? Why you looking for your question, Corey? Hey, Chav, why you ain't play that Madupe video in your presentation, man?
Because I was strictly.
You say you was gonna do that for
I
me.
was, but I ain't feel like even putting it in there, bro. To be honest with you, because it was
Because it went against
relevant
what
to the topic that I was focused on.
Oh,
And
okay. So y'all wasn't talking about the Dogon and Series B.
I was talking about Potolo. That's the title,
Gotcha.
right?
But you
And
talking
that's
about
pretty much what I
the
dealt with.
Dogon.
And I dealt with it from
But we-
primary
Yeah,
sources.
well,
But we
Patolo
talking
is
about
just
the Dogon and
Somebody
Series
dealing
B.
with it. And I dealt with
Yeah.
it from all credible sources, unless you found something that you know what I'm saying, in there that
well, you
wasn't.
use Griot.
Do you agree with?
That was my
But-
question. That was
right.
my question.
Are we not supposed to use Griot? Did
No,
Van Beek
let me ask
say
my
that
question.
he's not-
Why you ain't use Madupe? Madupe went
Hold
over
on.
this too.
See, Kent, y'all gonna make me forget my
I'm
question.
just saying,
Hold on.
Madupe went over there
I'm-
too, and they try to act like
No,
the
he
boy
was
ain't
asked
I
the
fit.
question.
I don't
He was
like
asked the
y'all
question
tone.
and he responded to a
Y'all
question.
tone is too aggressive, so I'm gonna try to
No, it ain't.
bring it down again. I'm gonna try to
Man, we
bring
good,
it down
man.
again.
Everything
That's the way
good.
So
Travis talk,
now Chavis. Now that was my question here, brother. And it's only one more, and I'm gonna be done, and then y'all can go down the rabbit holes y'all want to. But so y'all use Griot, and that was my question. Now, when you use Griot, right? Now you are, because the thing with that is now you have to talk about the NOMO and things, because this is what Griot he actually he actually talked about them, and that's the way that they knew about Patolo or whatever.
The NOMO is it's a figurative thing. It's a figurative.
It's figurative.
Concept.
So
Yes.
they're not alien. They're not
being,
from.
No, bro.
Okay.
No, that's not what he's saying. Now, Temple may be saying that. That's why you ain't seen Temple utilized not in one part. That's the thing. When I tried to explain to Kent at one
now
point,
this figurative thing. Hold on now, because I'm trying to get my question now, and I'm a learner here. I'm not aggressive. I'm not trying to be aggressive.
And I'm not aggressive.
Davis.
I'm following.
Right. I'm a learner here. You know what I'm saying? Don't worry about me. I'm harmless, bro. I'm harmless. Now, so NOMO, now this is how they got the knowledge from NOMO, right? And now, but this is figurative. Now, what I'm trying to figure out now, did they didn't get the knowledge from NOMO? This is
NOMO
what you said.
In some aspects, word. It's like action, like, you know what I'm saying? It's based on,
it's like word.
We listened to this presentation.
No, hold on, don't cut him off.
No,
Don't cut him off.
Oh man, people can only talk at one time. Yo,
I'm trying to be clear here. Now you
say
says
being,
NOMO
right?
is word.
Right. When you see in Griot, he's saying being. But through further analysis and through from what I looked at through I think it's the Encyclopedia of African Religion, it identifies NOMO as like a concept. I thought I put that in there, if I'm not mistaken. But I may not have.
Now a concept comes from a person, right? Concepts come from people, right? Correct. Am I correct with that? Correct. So now it's hard for me to understand how a concept is the one that's given the knowledge at this point.
Okay. Well, with basically NOMO is like an what they is it like a eponymous ancestor or whatever. It's like
Oh, okay.
somebody that they
Eponymous.
feel like
Okay.
they are attached to. But is it a real individual? No. You know what I'm saying? But do they believe
So
it's the
nobody's giving
ancestors
them.
that
So
gave them the
my
knowledge
thing is
through long? Yes,
Chavis.
nobody.
My thing is, I'm just trying to nail down. Now, I don't
Mhm.
care whether the Nomo is real, figurative,
All right,
or whatever. What
Right.
I'm trying to nail down is
Mhm.
they got this knowledge from somebody. They're pinning it on the Nomo. Now,
Yeah.
you're telling me I can't believe that, right? Don't believe that on face value. That's
right.
figurative. So you don't take that on face value. So now I can't, at this point, now I have no way of knowing when the Dogon say something out of their mouth. You know what I'm saying? Now, there's no way for me to say that's figurative right there, and that's the truth, right? So when they tell you that Patolo is a name that they had and ain't no white man never told them that before, right? And they knew about the star, right? The neutron star that's not emitting radiation, so it's very, very difficult to see. And me and you know that even today, that is very, very difficult for us to see, no matter how clear the sky is, because this star does not emit radiation, right?
Right.
So now these people are saying they knew about this, right? Now, and what time period is the first time that we're getting these people to say that they knew about this?
Give you a definitive time frame, because all I
A
can
circumdate. Just
tell
give me
you,
a circumdate.
all I can tell you is they have a ritual, which I showed in the thing. Now,
I saw
if
the
you are
ritual. I
the
saw that.
ritual is attached. It's they do it based on the star movement. Now, how they do that shit, only thing I can tell you is it would have to be based on
They're doing
some
it
type
based
of
on Sirius, right? They're doing it based on
and
Sirius.
like you said before, they have the twinness concept, so it's attached to that. They say they feel like they come from that star. Everything comes from it's the beginning. That's why it's a sea star. Everything comes from that particular star. And yeah, it sounds weird, and nobody's really taking a position as if this is how reality came in.
And see, I heard, did you know that I watched your presentation from start to the end, right? I watched the whole thing.
Feedback like you usually do. You ain't leave a feedback like you usually do. Like I seen you.
No, because I wanted you to come over here and have a discussion. I don't want to get the feedback, because when you type things and then somebody might read it, you may interpret it.
Brendan had hopped on.
Yeah. He hopped on, but it was late. And my wife, she don't be playing. You know what I'm saying? So it was one of them nights where I couldn't jump on there, right? But and I always wanted to have a discussion over here, because y'all kicked me off the panel. The last time I tried to come on your panel, y'all kicked me off and laughed about it. So I mean, I know you don't remember and you didn't have nothing to do with it. But that's what happened to me. So that's why I didn't come on there.
I don't have no control over that.
And peace, brothers. Peace to y'all.
I hear you. Now, one more thing, Brendan. I love your questions the other day. You had some great questions the other day. And so now that's what I'm talking. Now, what I'm saying is the Nomo, we're not taking that serious. That's figurative, and that's an ancestor talking to them, right? We're gonna say that this is an ancestor. But why I mentioned that I heard your presentation from the start to end, right, is because you had conclusions. You had a conclusion that you reached at the end. And from what I gathered from your conclusion, right, is that what you're saying is that you're speculating. That what you're saying is just speculation. And I'm fine with that. Say it again.
I say everyone's pretty much speculating. Even the source.
No, I don't believe I'm speculating, but you're saying you're speculating, and
No, I'm talking about based on. I'm not even talking about. I'm talking about based on. Yes, the presentation. Yes, I'm speculating, and I'm saying I'm trying to explain to you that scholars are speculating, because even if you pull up on Wiki, they telling you that it's a controversial issue, that it ain't been settled.
Controversial about what, Shavis? It's not controversial. It's only a controversial in pseudo circles. It's not controversial in astronomy.
Because you niggas is attaching aliens to it. That's how it gets controversial.
No, you niggas, they attached the shit to it. We didn't.
No, they didn't do that.
Yeah, they put the no.
But be catified. I wasn't having a debate with him. I was just asking questions.
Come on, yo, you being too nice.
But go ahead.
Yo, we didn't.
No, I wasn't talking to you. I'm talking about the chat though. Y'all go ahead. I'm done. I'm done.
All right, move out. Get out the way, Corey. Get out the way.
All I wanted to know was he speculating, and he answered that, and I'm good. So y'all go ahead.
Yeah, so we not speculating though.
Man, even y'all source say that they speculating, bro. I'm not trying to
listen.
Everybody is speculating.
Listen to what I'm saying. You're the only one speculating over here. Nobody is speculating on how they seen the star.
No one said that. You were trying to box me in.
How they knew the star?
Nobody said it. Then you keep on saying this shit over and over.
Hey, Shavis, we're not gonna do this, dog. You can just leave. I don't want to yell at you. All right. That's not for me.
See, that's why I wanted to keep having the discussion.
That's cool.
Because I knew it was gonna get like this.
Hold on, Corey. I should be able to have a discussion with Shavis without his black ass running.
Yeah, he had to run.
And that's what he's supposed to do. He's supposed to yell and scream and run. Now I gotta mark him as a damn pseudo. Right? Because we all know what this conversation is about. It's not about Holland. It's not about stories. Like, we're not speculating, bro. Like, I gave him all the sources on how they. Come on, man.
I really wanted him to respond. I really wanted him to respond.
Everybody got to talk at the same time, though, dog. Like, let me finish my shit, man. Like, we don't have no type of decorum at 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock at night.
I
apologize. I just want to make my point clear, dog. You nice your way. You nice him to death. And he ran out of here thinking he did something when the truth is,
he was looking for he was gonna find a reason. He was gonna find a reason.
But let me say what I'm gonna say, yo. Because I don't need to yell neither. I'm simply saying we all fucking know what it is, bro. We know what it is around here. I'm tired of playing this game. You got a group of fucking dedicated pseudos trying to make some African shit more than it ever was. That's the truth. I don't have to hold that back. And they make the shit pseudo. The Dogon wasn't pseudo. We talked about it. We put them in our catalog. They use it for farming. These Negropeans make it seem like they seen an invisible star that they never seen. Instead of manning up and say, nah, yo, they really didn't. We speculating. They didn't
There you go. That's all I wanted him to say. That's
speculate on none of that shit. They didn't speculate on how they use the machines, the devices I showed. That's not speculation.
No, that's not. No.
Right. So why is we playing this little game? See, when Africa becomes a weight, yo, drop that, cut the motherfucking chain. This shit is weighing niggas down to the bottom of the ocean. Africa. This shit fucking Africa you to fucking death and kill you at the end of the day. This shit is not that. It's not hard. It's called astronomy, bro. We know what they was able to do. And we talked about that on the show. This ain't got nothing to do with white people and all to do with science and innovation and astronomy. We're not getting over here playing that game. There's no escape hatch to that. Nobody is speculating. I showed you how Brunson, how Brussels, all of them did what they did. It's not a speculation, bro. So all of a sudden, a group of people in the Mojave Desert some fucking way dive out of nowhere with muskets and do that without nothing. That's called spookism. It's a bunch of bullshit, dog. And that's the shit I'm guarding against. So if y'all, so anybody want to know why I'm doing what I'm doing for these moments right here? These moments right here, where the African shit starts to sound pseudo, where you got to read 50 fucking books about the Dogon. That's a bunch of bullshit. It took us about a half an hour to get through the material. And now everybody understands, right, how Brunson did what he did, right? He had to make the Brunson Brenner, right, to even Find a way to burn the shit, to understand the spectrum of colors, to understand the elements. Okay, so we crossed that shit off the list. No, the Dogon didn't know what the fuck was in a star they never seen. So we got that straight. We don't got to debate that. That's not speculation. Another thing, they don't got none of the mechanisms that Brussels used to even realize that something was tugging based off of understanding gravitational pull. That's out the fucking one. The conversation is over with. Anybody else trying to talk past that is a dedicated pseudo at this point to me. Now y'all can go ahead and talk. Appreciate the moment.
Yeah, I wanted to play that video one more time, man, for the people that didn't see it. I see we got
Before
Sutek
you-
in the building.
Yeah.
Can I get
Before you play
minutes?
the video, can
I
I
get
ask
2
a
minutes?
question?
I've been waiting.
My bad. Go ahead. Cedric had a presentation. He's been waiting for like 30 minutes to get out.
In terms, when it comes to methodology and how we assess a claim, first a claim is made saying that this is what the Dogon said. Now we're going to leave that part quantifying whether the Dogon made the claim, yes or no, but we have a claim within the realm of science. They were able to see Sirius B, or were aware of Sirius B. That's a science claim. They even talk about it being heavy. That means there's supposed to be a certain consciousness about the composition of the star. That would require tools. Ankh presented the Bunsen burner, and he presented also the Meridian Circle. Out of the Bunsen burner, what was developed was another piece of technology, and I want to read it there. It's in the back chat, but I'm just going to pull up the article right here. It's called, give me a second, Atomic Absorption Spectrometry. Atomic Absorption Spectrometry, AAS, and Atomic Emission Spectrometry, AES, is the spectral analysis produced for the quantitative determination of chemical elements using the absorption of optical radiation, light by free atoms in gaseous state. Atomic spectrometry is based upon the absorption of light of free metal ions. So that's the next step in the development of our ability to know the composition of the stars by us knowing exactly what element extracts what light in a gaseous
I
state.
put it up on the screen for you, Cedric. There you go. Here go the fucking machine right here.
Exactly. Now this is the technology required.
That's a spectrometer. Yeah. My bad. I just came back. My bad. I'm
Scientific literacy. Scientific literacy allows you to be able to quantify the claim once it is made. You see where the scientific literate minds went? We went to the Bunsen burner. We went to spectrometry. We went to mathematics. We went to how the stars and when and all these aspects to be able to know, to be aware of the star and have a consciousness of its composition. So when we hear the claim that a people who did not have this technology, we cannot use anthropology, we cannot use social sciences, we cannot use oral history to weigh and determine whether this claim has any validity. Proper methodology would have allowed everyone to enter into the discussions you are seeing on this platform. Bunsen burner, spectrometry, a triangulation, and all the other subject matters that were brought up for us to be able to easily conclude that this claim, whether it was made by the Dogons or it was applied to the Dogon, has no validity. It's easy, simple, and done.
Hey, Anthony, I want to say real quick, Anthony, you was talking about parallax. Excuse me, y'all. You was talking about parallax earlier, and I just wanted you to know that, and you mentioned triangulation. I just wanted you to know those two words are interchangeable. Parallax and triangulation are interchangeable, or whatever.
Peace, everybody.
I pulled up a great article on that. Go ahead. Yeah, I see the screen. Yep.
Yeah, that's one of the elements right here that Brunson actually discovered.
Rubidium.
How's everybody doing?
Level right here. We're not playing this game, yo. Like we cannot raise our kids like this.
There's no speculation. We ain't speculating.
We can't play this game. I don't care what color human being did it. It has nothing to do with the conversation and all to do with our level of intelligence so that we can fucking protect ourselves around here, man. It's a bunch of nonsense, man. And everybody playing this game, why y'all went through that? Because all of a sudden I woke up and everybody got fucking retarded on me out of nowhere. We all lost our way. I felt like I'm back in the cult some goddamn way. Where the mockingbird, we all saying the same shit. What type of environment of growth is that? Nobody will tell these niggas that they slapped wrong. Who gonna tell them? Come on, man. Go ahead, Brennan, you gonna say something?
Yeah, I would just add, in terms of, I think it was a great showing what you guys are doing. It's really, really informative. And Corey, you mentioned like some of the questions that I had on the presentation the guys did the other day, over with Chavis over on the Kofi Pasi channel. And one of my main questions, and with me being a skeptic, right? And I'll say this again, right? It's like, you have to show me what evidence that you see or what evidence that you have uncovered that would lead you to believe that Dogon were able to synthesize their information about the cosmos independently and by themselves, right? Now, one of the responses during that presentation, they were talking about, the calculation of the 50-year cycle for the Segi festival, right? And say they had some type of technology or some type of knowledge to be able to calculate that 50-year cycle. And I did some research in terms of the way that they were calculating that, right? And of course, we know the 50-year orbit of Sirius B is sort of related within their mythology as a piece of that, right? But what I found is that calculation is centered on Sirius A and not Sirius B at all, right? It's really the positioning of Sirius A between mountain cliffs within Mali, right? That's what they were really calculating. And of course, right, people throughout time immemorial, they were able to calculate, time. We had calendars and all these things for whatever various methods. They were able to, to calculate time throughout history, right? I don't think that piece is something that say, aha, they have the technology to be able to see or calculate or know the existence of an unseen star, right? So in terms of the additional research that I did, right, I had to go and see, okay, well, if they have a method, right, what are they doing? Is it repeatable, right? Is it something that we can independently verify? And one of the things that you just showed, right, all of those experiments, the experiments from Bunsen, all of the techniques inside of spectroscopy, you can actually go out and independently verify and do those experiments yourself today, right? All of that stuff can be repeated and verified, right? You have to show me, I have to hold these claims to the same level of scientific scrutiny. Show me something that's repeatable and verifiable in terms of how they were able to detect that star. And I just haven't been able to uncover it.
Yeah,
I'm still waiting.
And that article, the one you shared with me, not in the pseudo killers, but you text me one, right?
Right.
Man, I went over all of that. That I got that. What Brendan just said about all the shit that Brendan just said was just in that article or whatever. Let me get that article. That was a good article. Did you read from that? Did y'all read from that, right? Tonight.
Yeah, we read from that. Okay. Damn right. From the Smithsonian and the daggone observatory, man. NASA, I'm thinking the methodologists go to the people to practice astronomy. It's the only method I understand.
Right. Okay, the Harvard one. I think Kent put that one in then.
Yeah, that's actually, it's Harvard, but it's actually from NASA and it's
right.
And the Smithsonian in collaboration with Smithsonian.
Absolutely, you're right.
Man, we can take our kids to the fucking museum and understand and respect.
And they addressed it. They addressed the Dogon and everything. Like, I mean, yeah. But why don't y'all send this? Did you send this to Chavis, Kent?
Yeah, he got it. Nah, I ain't sending it to him directly, but everybody got it. It's in the chat like 10, 15 times.
Well, send it directly. Send this
Nah,
directly to
he
Chavis.
actually read it, but when I was finishing reading that last paragraph, he said he didn't get what I got from it. Like he got something totally different when he read it. So I mean, I don't
Well, he
know.
honed in because what it was you honed in on that last paragraph, and so then he wanted to hone in on that with you. But I don't think the overall article is very damning, to his position. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I think he need not to worry about the last paragraph, but get into the substance of the article. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's what I was saying.
Well,
I think Amp got something. Amp, you got something?
My thing is this. I mean, okay, we went through, like I said, I got the information about the Pleiades from something that Chavis put in the Facebook group. But you're talking about anthropology and language and all this here. They didn't, I mean, what happened to the anthropology and the language when it came down to the information about the Pleiades? You know, and them using that for farming. I mean, they couldn't apply that same thing to Sirius B. I mean, I don't understand it. You don't have no physical use for it. It's all mythology. So let's just leave it there. What's happening, Brandon?
Peace, brother. And say that was a great point. And I think a lot of times in this whole conversation, we downplay the importance of, I guess you would say, the actual things that they were able to really detect inside of the cosmos. Like you were saying, I guess the name of the star system that you just mentioned that starts with a P, right? Their understanding of Sirius A and how they used it for time and how they used it for, I guess you would say harvesting crops and all this stuff, right? I think the entire conversation about them being able to detect Sirius B muddles all of that up, right? Because they did have a lot of information, and the information that they had about things that they could actually see and detect inside of the cosmos gets overshadowed by all of this mysterious sort of mumbo jumbo that's thrown into it. Exactly, Corey.
That's what I've been saying from day one, Brandon. Like, that's disrespectful to what they actually did. I mean, that's what we've been saying. That's what the pseudo killers have been saying since day one. With all of this mythology and all this supernatural and everything, the nomos and all this is taken away from what the Africans actually did. And even still to this day, they still recognize Sirius. They still use Sirius. They still do festivals and things like that around it, because in April, I believe it is in April, where they it lets them understand when to start to prepare the ground. You know what I'm saying? Like it rises at a certain time, and that's when to start to prepare the ground to get it ready to put seeds in it. Because you can't just put seeds in the ground. You got to prep the ground first, right? So yeah, they still use this today in Ghana. I'm sure they use it throughout the continent, but I know for sure they do it in Ghana still today.
Yeah, just about cultures across the globe have used Sirius A.
Right? Absolutely. Yeah.
Can I jump in here a little bit? Are you guys here?
Yeah, go ahead, Google. I was looking for you. You late. I mean, what
up, Google Scholar?
I was at work. I couldn't get on. I'm here now.
Yeah.
And while y'all was talking, I wanted to ask Chavis a question, but I'm gonna make the point regardless. I don't know if you guys all realize this, but we're here at this point because of one guy, right? Because Chavis seems to indicate, he didn't say it outright, but he seems to indicate that Griot, when he did his anthropology work, he had many sources for this. But if you look at the information, he had one guy, and that's why we're here. He got the information from one guy, and the guy is named in his work, and it's in there. And I have an article from a website called badarchaeology.com, because anthropology at one point was considered the same field as archaeology. So the website is called Bad Archaeology, and on it you can find a list of examples that they give of bad archaeology, and this is one of them. So they're saying that basically, if you're doing anthropological work, you can't make a definite conclusion from one source, and that's what Griot did, and so that's why when Van Beek came along, his thing was discredited because they realized that they couldn't reproduce his results, and that's important when you're doing science, right? And so I wanted to figure out.
That's the most important when you're doing science. But go ahead, keep going.
Yeah, I wanted to figure out if Chavis, and if he understood that this was because of one source, because I know these guys. I subscribe to their channel. I watch their content all the time, and I know that they're big at methodology and they talk a lot about methodology. So I'm just wondering if they examined the methodology that Griot used, and if they're looking at the criticisms that were made of his methodology, because something that's important, you can't just take from one source. And another thing to point out too is that one of either Griot or Dieterlin, I don't remember which one of them was an amateur astronomer. So you have to take that into consideration too, that because he was an astronomer in his spare time, he would have had access to this information coming up. So you I'm not saying they got it from him, but I'm saying when we're doing science, we also have to figure out which is the most likely scenario. Is it that they saw the star? No, that's not likely. Is it that they got it from normal? That's not likely. Is it that they got it from somewhere else? That's the most likely scenario. So by the principle of Occam's razor, you have to conclude that it came from somewhere else. Yeah, but I wanted to point that out.
Great point. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, he wanted me to cue this up again.
Yeah. Hold on, though. You said
I'm still not sure.
Pause it real quick, though.
Yeah.
Kent, you
I'm still
said
not
that.
sure the Dogon actually made that claim.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
I don't
Kent,
believe they did either, but
you said that you asked Chavis to play this in his presentation, and he told you as a gentleman that yes, I would play this.
Yeah, he said he was unbiased. He was gonna play. He was gonna deal with it, and I just didn't see him deal with it. You know what I mean? So I was confused. I was wondering why he didn't put it in, because at least I would have known that he was putting everything on the table. But I never see them put this in any of their presentations.
Well, what I heard him do, because I watched Chavis's presentation from the beginning to the end, right? And what I heard them do was basically throw this guy in the trash, right?
Van Beek, right?
They tried to walk it back slightly, but then I think Sean jumped back in there and threw him back in the trash again, like it was crazy.
Google wanted to know if you were talking about Van Beek. We're not talking about Van Beek. We talking about Madupe.
Yeah. Madupe, yeah.
Hey, 1 second, y'all. Let everybody hit that link. I pinned the link, man. Y'all come on, get your comments, man, because we winding down, yo. But come in with your comments and all that. Anything y'all want to add to the discussion? Go ahead, brothers, and make sure you play that video, Kent. Go ahead, y'all.
He about to play it, but yeah, they threw him in the trash, though, man. I couldn't believe that. And what hurts my feelings is this guy is an indigenous astrophysicist, right? An indigenous African astrophysicist, right? Whose goal in life is to show the importance that the continent has brought to the study of astronomy, right? And Sean and Chavis is willing to take Griot, this white boy, take his word over this brother, man. Go ahead and cue that up. Go ahead and play that, man. Look at this brother, man. He's an indigenous African brother, man. Look at him.
And I've said yes. Could you please keep your hand up, because the people with the microphones then lose
loud
it and
and clear.
can't find out. We have one right at the back, and then one just in front, and then one here.
I'd like to thank you for your presentation, very informative and very interesting. I'd just like to know whether you have come across the history of Robert Temple and Marcel Griol, who have actually went to the Dogon and researched about the Digitaria.
Mm-hmm.
And they say that there are 3 of them. Yeah. We know about 2 of them, but there's one C which we haven't seen yet. How you come across that, and explain a little bit more about that, please. Thank you.
Okay, thanks for the question. Whenever I'm asked that question, I immediately see disappointment in people's faces when I give them answers. And that is because, we went to the Dogons. We spent 3 weeks with the Dogons. And the filmmakers, they're not scientists, so they were very curious about this also. So one of the first questions they asked the Dogons was whether they knew anything about this Sirius A and Sirius B, which apparently the Dogons are supposed to know existed without having had telescopes. I mean, the knowledge of Sirius, the companion of Sirius, was only discovered in the 1800s by someone with a telescope of this size, about 25 centimeter in diameter. So then the Dogons would have knowledge of this was a mystery. So we went and we asked them, and none of them seemed to know anything about this. And we were not the first people to get that kind of response, because I believe also in the early 90s or early 80s, Belgian people went there to the Dogons and asked them the same questions, and the answer again was no there. So, I feel comfortable with that answer, because otherwise, as a scientist, it would have been very difficult for me to explain how they came to know that kind of information.
Freeze that, don't move, don't move. Put that back up.
Oh,
Come on, Kent. Just pause it, put that back up, right there. I want to read the back. What does the back say? It says science and technology, man. It said the Republic of South Africa, yo. So Africans are engaged in science and technology. And Africans will tell the truth about certain indigenous people without a problem. Why is it that the African American gotta have a problem? This guy right here, this the guy that's translating text in Timbuktu, showing that the Africans was teaching on par, right, with the rest of the world. Right, so like Africans can learn this information. It ain't got nothing to do with who was first. See, they got us with the, if you first. No, it's not about who's being first. That's a dumbass argument. It's about who can get into the process to understand nature better. I'm gonna say this again. We have been surrounded by personalities that trick you up with the fact that we did this first. It ain't never been about fucking first. It's about what you can learn from that person and add to the situation, and who can take advantage of the situation. First is overblown in science. The first. No, what are you doing with this shit right now? So what is the Dogon doing with that information they claim they had? Not a damn thing, because they didn't have it. What did they do with the information about Sirius A? Yeah, they was farming and all that. Crucial. And y'all wonder why we right here in this situation, why Buxton got burned down to the ground. Why? Because we're here because of science and technology. We're here for the refusal and respect of those Africans who practice science. That's why we're here right now. Refuse to keep my mouth shut. It's a bunch of malarkey, and I ain't going for it out of my watch. I didn't sign up to all of a sudden be overwhelmed because it's African. I ain't signed up for that. That's the same thing fucking Dr. York did to people. The fake doctor. Oh, African, black, Yeah, now I'm scientifically literate. You can't get me. Makes no damn sense, man. Teach your babies. Don't let them trick you with the African thing. It's a bunch of crap. Man, Africans stood strong on the continent. Different African nations and tribes and clans, they did their thing. We don't need a bunch of dedicated pseudos trying to confuse us and telling them things, got them doing things they never could even, like, it's crazy to me, man. It makes no sense. You want to talk about anti-African behavior? Man, anti-African behavior is that behavior that would lie and make an African tribe do something that they wasn't even prepared to do. It steps to this thing called understanding nature. Nothing just pops up out of nowhere, not unless it's a fucking ghost. Ghosts pop up out of nowhere. Aliens pop up out of nowhere. But human beings take steps in learning nature. I'm done, man. This shit is fucking frustrating, yo. So.
Shit, if you know something, man, I wish I could get this 12-inch over there to the Dogon. I really do. And I'm serious, dude. I wish I could do that. That's something that I think I'm gonna put that on my bucket list. To get over to West Africa with this telescope and let them eyes help me out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man, we need to get the Dogon some damn telescopes, yo, so they can see. And then the truth is, by now, right, there are people amongst the Dogon, and I'm sure of this, right, that are educated in astronomy. And if we could get one of them on the show and had a conversation. Hey, man, I'm not here to fool y'all, bro. I'm here to give y'all the tools so y'all won't be fooled. Where you at, Chef, and that? What's good, man?
Hey, what's going on? I just came in. I'm glad y'all definitely finally stepping up and dealing with this. Sean had back chatted me, and he's saying, because this is the next thing, he's saying that in order to properly deal with a subject matter, you have to know the claims.
Man, what? That's the same old shit. Really?
Really?
It's the Riddler, yo.
Yeah, questions and assertions being dealt with. Lack of comprehension leads one astray. He's talking about this conversation that y'all having now.
It is obvious that his lack of comprehension has led him astray, because he's dealing with a subject matter that involves chemistry, that involves Newtonian physics, and he's using anthropology and analyzing their oral traditions. So if you're using the incorrect methodology, you're going to reach to the incorrect conclusion each and every time. This is a subject where we're going to discuss using the instruments required for the subject: telescope, spectrometry, Newtonian physics, and mathematics. That's the methodology you're going to apply to question or to analyze any claim about the Dogon's awareness of a serious being. Awareness. I'm not saying visibility. I'm not saying that. I'm talking about the awareness of a serious being requires all the steps that I just mentioned. So if we're talking about flawed methodology, Sean, you are demonstrating it to its finest.
Okay, I agree. And he says, proper research methodology separates the learned from the unlearned, because the unlearned will have to have you arguing from ignorance.
Invite him on.
Huh?
Nah, he wouldn't dare come on.
Invite him on here. Let him come and if I'm in error, I would like to know.
I agree with everything he's saying.
His claim, and that Chavez came on and defended it. So Sean is claiming that.
Why is Sean like texting instead of like coming and talking for himself? Like, I don't get this nigga, man.
Go ahead, finish what you're saying.
Yeah, so Sean is saying basically that ain't nobody, y'all not addressing the claims, and y'all don't properly know how to vet out what's a claim.
What?
So he's standing in some weird area where he never said something, So he let Chavis do a whole presentation.
Dummy mission.
I don't know what, like, at this point, they can have it, yo, because I think people don't, yeah, I think like Unc said the other night, people don't like to admit when they're wrong.
Yeah.
So they create a whole other type of arguments. And it's confusing everybody, and they really just can't say what the fuck they saying. Like I never dealt with something this difficult. Like they can speak clear English about everything else. But when it comes to this, it's nobody like, man, yeah.
It's the toe polo. Okay, watch this. Let me help you. Remember, I was in the cult for 5 years. I know the whole flammery, right? It's the toe polo. Okay, what does the toe polo have to do with anything? Anybody think and know that when you talk about the stars, the toe polo, you're talking about the stars. We're not arguing over whether they had a word for star or not. That'd be crazy. Is that the argument?
That's what Chavis is putting forward. That's why when Griot, right? Corey bring you down a rabbit hole that ain't yet. Yeah, the whole thing was about the Potolo.
So his whole thing was about that.
He was saying that Griot couldn't have introduced a whole new word and stuff in their language.
We never said that.
Exactly.
We are addressing the one claim, the awareness of a Sirius B by the Dogon. And the claim is being made that they had an awareness of Sirius B. Chavis said they knew of the invisible star. Now that is an oxymoronic statement within itself, but that was the claim. And we simply proving the claim to be false. Even if they made the claim that is false, they could not and were not aware of Sirius B. This brings into question if the Dogon actually made such a claim or such a claim was placed on the Dogon.
And I just
wanted to ask him those questions and to kind of calm the temperature down, because I saw the temperature was getting high. But my overall thing though was for him just to let us know that all of the shit he said was not scientific in no way, shape, or form. He came right on the panel and said what he was doing was speculation. Now he tried to say we were speculating, but everybody that got two fucking brain cells to rub together can see that we're not speculating anything what we're talking about, right? So he's speculating. They're speculating over there. They came on the panel and they admitted as much that they're speculating. So all of the shit that they're talking about is totally unscientific. And what we're having on this panel is a scientific conversation. And so maybe that's what Sean is talking about, that we can't comprehend that these dudes is just shooting shit in the fucking at the fucking wall to see what sticks. Right? That's all they doing is shooting in the dark, speculating. Ain't doing no type of, they talk about all the methodology this, but the methodology that they doing is getting them nowhere but speculation. And now they're trying to project that onto us. But like I said, anybody with two brain cells to rub together can see that we sourced up from the fucking floor up. But y'all go ahead.
Yeah, I put that link in the pin that. Hold on, I pinned that link, man. Anybody want to come on and join the panel, man?
I just want to know if everybody heard me clear when I said, from a source that I got from Chavis, that they use a certain star cluster for certain purposes. So we never. Nobody's saying that they didn't know what a star was or had a word for a star. That's not the point. We know that they use. we know that they use stars in certain things, but that ain't cool. That's not the issue. That's not the issue. The issue is, what was their process for knowing about Sirius B? That's the question. And that's what's not being answered. Now, you can go into the anthropology and all that other stuff, but that's not applying when it comes down to what we know they used in the sky. So I need to see that process. And if that process is not presented, then what is it all about? What are you making the claim for?
I think it was just time for everybody to tap out of science. So you can only go so far, man. Right? Some people can't go all the way, yo. Like I knew that. Everybody wasn't gonna be able to make the next step, yo. You know what I'm saying? Everybody can't go. Y'all know that, right? You know what I'm saying? Many are called, yo. With few make it, bro.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what to tell you. I ain't lost my love for Africa and African people, where I come from. I can do that and still give my kids the accurate scientific information, like we just showed you how they was able to detect the star. It was a prediction. Hell, Russell didn't even see the shit. He died before you know what I'm saying, they finally figured it out. It's in that source. Hold on.
Well, it was the same thing with Herschel, huh? It was the same thing with Herschel. He predicted it. He saw the movements, but they didn't actually see it until I think 1901 or something like that. Well over 100 years after his prediction, before they actually was able to see that it was a white dwarf. So, I mean, that was a process.
Explain what the scientific prediction is again.
Huh?
You had a source that was talking about how these people, how the Dogons, they want to go to school and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't give a they recognize their traditions and all of this, right? But these people is actually trying to go to school. What was we reading earlier? Was that the Harvard article too?
Yeah, it was all that. Yeah, that was the closing statement. Yeah.
I mean, the article, like, I would not have had anything else on this show but that. Like, that article, that whole article, like, when I was reading this shit, I'm like, man, this shit it's over with. They killed the whole argument. Like, you read that earlier? I know I was in and out, my bad.
You read that.
Yeah, I read that, the end of that joint. That's the one he said he didn't agree with. He didn't read that the same way or something. Like, he read it different than all of us read it. He got different eyes.
His reading.
Comprehension.
He has to work on his reading comprehension. That's the issue. Reading comprehension is a very big issue in the Black community altogether, right? But right there, that was clear. That it was no ambiguity in what that article was saying. You know, like I said, that whole article was very damning. Let alone the last paragraph. I ain't really worrying about the paragraph. I'm talking about the whole fucking article. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that was because y'all read that to me earlier today. Y'all read it to me earlier today.
Right, I read that earlier, talking about how they was actually capable of going to school and learning all this shit. Like, it's crazy. Like, why would you keep? Man, it's like being raised in a Jehovah's Witness household, and then your ass go to school and learn that your God didn't put the star there. Now watch this. It said the work of the German astronomer and mathematician Friedrich Wilhelm Bessel, 1846, proves a good illustration. Amongst his many other accomplishments, Bessel developed a techniques to measure the position of stars with far greater accuracy than previously possible. For example, he made the first precise measurement of refraction of light by the Earth's atmosphere. Refraction is the bending of light rays as they pass at an angle through different substances like glass, water, and air. We talked about that. It says when a star is near the horizon, right? We talked about the tool, right? Its apparent position can differ from the true position by as much as a diameter of the moon. It say this effect was poorly qualified until Bessel studied it in 1811. His table of refraction, this man to come up with a table of refraction, allow observers to measure the star position to an unprecedented accuracy of less than 1/10 of a second of an arc, the size of a small coin, as seen from a mile away. It's this kind of precision, precision in astrometry, a branch of astronomy that measures stellar positions, allowed Bessel in 1838 to find the first reliable distance to another star. He discovered the long-sought stellar parallax. It's the extremely tiny shift in the apparent position of a star when observed from the opposite side of the Earth's orbit. It says, since the size of Earth's orbit was known, the observed parallax angle allowed Bessel to what? Calculate the distance of star 61 Cygni. It say by triangulation. All right.
That's what I was telling. That's what I was trying to tell Anthony. Not to cut you off. I was just explaining that to Anthony earlier because we talked about that before the live came on. That was our discussion, and those words are interchangeable. I just wanted to. You highlighted that again.
So my question is, did Dogon know the size of the Earth's orbit was known? Did Dogon know that? No.
No, they didn't know. They weren't triangulating.
They didn't know. Watch this. This discovery also provided the most convincing proof that Earth really moves around the sun. Man, come on, yo. It say Bessel went on to obtain precise positional measurements of Sirius, the brightest star in the sky. His observations revealed that Sirius was slowly changing its position as if it were being pulled. Let me do this again. Bessel went on to obtain precise positional measurements of Sirius, the brightest star in the sky. His observations revealed that Sirius was slowly changing its position as if it were pulled around in orbit by the gravity of another star. In 1844, Bessel had a sufficient number of precise observations to announce that Sirius must have an unseen companion.
Prediction.
Scientific prediction. The orbital period of the two stars around each other turned out to be about 50 years. Man, I'm gonna stop right here, man, before I cuss somebody motherfucking ass out.
Scientific prediction entails a body of work.
Listen, if y'all don't got it by now, dude, then it don't matter. Then you wasn't fucking with me anyway. I'm gonna fuck with who fuck with me. I'm done. You got
science, baby, undefeated. Like I said, you heard what a scientific prediction is. So now show me the body of work from the Dogon, which is going to indicate any prediction that they made within the realm of science. Because I heard that word being thrown around over there. They had predictions. No, they didn't. What they had was they understood local weather. They understood our local weather patterns, whether it was over a 1 year, 10 year, or 50-year basis. They understood local weather patterns, but they did not make scientific predictions like you just heard based on a body of work.
What you learned today, Shepard? I need to know what you learned. You learned something today. What you learned today?
Nothing.
That's cold-blooded.
They still talking the same shit. Like,
no, I'm talking about from our discussion, from me and Unc and Anthony and them, because you wasn't on the panel at first, was you?
No, by the way, Unc, you just killed the Dogon mystery and the flat Earth with one bullet.
One bullet.
So keep that swords handy when you get Sanchez in your cross sights.
No, we ain't never doing that. We ain't never doing that. We ain't never talking about flat Earth. No, we're not doing it.
We're gonna put
That's
that in there
We
with
draw the
melanin.
line at the Dogon.
We're gonna put flat Earth on the shelf with melanin.
No, that's a pseudo killer nightmare right there. Melanin and the flat Earth. Damn, that'll hurt.
Yeah, I like the source. I like what Unc said, you know, and this is not to say that reading books is, I'm not talking against reading books, but like he said, man, we was able to pull this shit apart in 30 minutes. You know what I mean? Like, so saying we need to read 20 books and sources on the Dogon when science already done spoke on it. Up until a certain point, human beings didn't have no knowledge, right, of no goddamn companion star to Sirius. We just didn't reach that point in our understanding of the cosmos, right? And to a certain point, and we knew, right? And we know when we reached that point. So if the Dogon had reached that point independently, right? And before modern science, then y'all have to be able to explain that. That's all we saying. That's like saying if the South Africans, right, created a submersible water vessel, right, before Western science did, right, using a different methodology, that would be fucking groundbreaking, right? Everybody in the world would be, how did they do that not using the conventional, you know, science were dealing with hole pressure and, you know what I mean? The basic shit that allow you to be able to submerge something under water and deal with the pressure and still be able to breathe underwater. If they would have figured out a different way to do it, other than our conventional way of doing it, that shit would be groundbreaking. Every scientist in the world would be talking about it. But they're saying basically that is either the white man is lying and keeping African greatness from us again, right? Or the Africans know these things and they are hiding it for what reason?
Chef, can I ask you a question?
Hold on, Cedric. I couldn't believe when I brought up Madupe, the old boy, and asked him why would he say that they told him they didn't know nothing about Series B. Talking about Madupe when he went over there to speak to the Dogon, and Travis told me, you know, they didn't want to tell him what they knew. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, it's just how far back
because he wasn't initiated.
101.
He was not initiated.
Unfalsifiable.
That was why.
Unfalsifiable. Apologies 101. Chef, I want to ask you a question because I know you're the source. Tell me, how many books do I need to read on the Egyptians before I can conclude they knew nothing about motor vehicles?
You said what, Cedric?
How much books do I need, and how much of the metadata do I need to understand before I can randomly conclude that the Egyptians knew nothing about driving a car?
You don't need to read no goddamn metadata for that.
No.
You know what I mean? You already know when the automobile was created.
Listen, you're the source, Chef. So I need to know how many books? 20 books?
None. Zero.
So how many books on the Dogon do I need to know that they didn't know what spectrometry was?
Zero.
Okay, thank you. I'm just checking. You're the source, so I'm good. These arguments that they're using are arguments, they are logical fallacies. Again, Chavez comes on here and he asks us to prove a negative. No, you have a claim that is being made. You now have to quantify that claim. Now, the claim is made within the realm of natural sciences. You're not going to use anthropology and oral traditions to establish nothing about that claim. Nothing is going to be established using those that science. So first of all, you got to apply the proper methodology, and this is astronomy. And within the field of astronomy, you have the other natural sciences, chemistry, physics, mathematics. All of this is being applied to conclude to come to the information or come to the knowledge that we have about the cosmos. So in terms of the methodology being used, you're flawed on that end. In terms of scientific literacy, from the time you hear the claim, you know what type of science you're going to apply and the proper methodology to do so. Over here, this is exactly what was done on several occasions when addressing the claim. Now, I have still to see via the anthropology how they quantify that the Dogon actually made this claim. There is no text, there is no little speech, there is no piece of recital that illustrates the Dogon making a solid claim about an awareness of Sirius B. So now I'm questioning your methodology, whether as to how did you establish that the Dogon actually made said claim? Because the Grell who made the claim was already discredited by a Belgian researcher. So even within the realm of anthropology, the claim being made is brought into question. So before we go even into us breaking down the claim, what you should have done using oral tradition and linguistics and all of this is to establish how the Dogon actually made this claim. There must be a piece of poetry that they recite. There must be a song that is within their oral tradition that illustrates their awareness about this. Up to now, that hasn't been solidified. So that aspect of the claim that the Dogon actually said this, I still put to question, because there is nothing to substantiate that the Dogon actually made such a claim.
Yeah, that's what I said from the beginning. I think they lied on the Dogon.
They're lying on the Dogon. They're lying on the Dogon. And when you hear Chavez's where he sources his information, the religious text of the Dogon, the methodology is being compared to how a religious text is being analyzed. If they can't understand that because they left the idea of a Western God alone, right, that they are still religious in their way of thinking and how they apply their reasoning. What they are doing, what we are seeing here, is they are entering into this whole discussion on the foundation of confirmation bias. There is no critical analysis of the information. Why? Because the video of Matubo saying this is some bullshit, they left out of their whole presentation. So this is within the realm of confirmation bias, because they're only looking to substantiate their claim. That's why they would have used a discredited Gruel, or whatever his name is. So in terms of methodology, when you're being smug and trying to pretend that people over here ain't scientifically literate and haven't been through the rigors of how to apply proper methodology, you're exposing yourself. And then you wonder why a channel like Science Wit is not going to get the attention required, because if you're displaying this level of ignorance, scientific literacy, logical fallacies applied to your methodology and questioning other people, then you have got to be out of your goddamn mind. Now, the ability to regurgitate information, I've seen this throughout the conscious community. However, doesn't mean that you actually understand the things you're saying. Because if you understood that you need to have a basic understanding of chemistry, AAS, spectrometry, to even start to consider what a star is made of, then to even come to the conclusion of its mass, then I have to question everything you ever said on the scientific realm, whether you truly understand it or you read some information and you regurgitate it. Since we want to go and get all real with the shit, let's get real all the way.
Hey, peace, brother. Said it. I just want to say, yeah, I agree with you. What you said, Corey, about, you know, I believe they lying on the Dogon, but that's why I wanna name that star cluster after the Dogon. Just get that stigma off of it, you know, at least in this community. Hopefully it can spread. That'll be great. But, you know, I think they deserve to be known for what they did instead of all this other stuff, man, all this speculation. I mean, it's just crazy, dude. You know, that to me, it makes no sense, especially if you can't produce the process, but you can produce other processes. And if you got to be an initiate, run from it, you know, because this information is already out here. So there's no need to keep it secret. You know, I just want to get that bad light off of it, because these people, you know, for their time and what they, you know, what they had to work with, they surviving, man. You know, and that's what matters. You know, if you ask me, all that other stuff, man, that's just garbage. But that's, you know, that's just my opinion. That's just how I feel about it.
I think that's everybody, man. I think we're gonna wrap it up. Corey, you can hear me? Might have gone off to do something. Peace to everybody on the panel and the chat too.
Yeah, everybody fell off.
Yeah,
nah, everybody's still here.
Yeah, trying to he's gonna go ahead and end it.
Yeah. In closing, I want to say,
I think Cedric put the nail in the coffin.
Go ahead, Scholar.
No, I wanted to say, I think it's just faulty methodology, right? Even if we're talking about how we go about validating someone's claims, there's still a methodology to it, right? So if this guy in the 1940s or 1950s went to the Dogon and talked to one person and said that they know about this star, and then 60, 70 years later, somebody else is saying, yeah, they knew, and that methodology is not suspect to them, then you have to question their methodology, right? Because there's no way you can take the word of one person, and nobody else ever since that one guy has been able to go among the Dogon and recreate that. So that tells you that something is off right there. And even if that guy was telling the truth, it still wouldn't hold up to scrutiny, because that's just one example. There's not enough of a sample size to say, all right, we can say tentatively that maybe they knew, but you know, one guy, it's just not enough. You need a bigger sample size, or at least we need to be able to in some way reproduce his results, or else that's just bad methodology.
That's what I was saying. So there is supposed to be a song, there's supposed to be some poetry, there's supposed to be a story that we can hear from the Dogon. Then with this is encapsulated in the oral tradition. We haven't heard that. We've heard things being assumed, put together, stick together, and all based on the assertion or the claims made by one person that was later called into question by other researchers because his methodology was flawed. And now we got apologists over on this side because that's, I'm going to keep illustrating the fact that what we are seeing here is apologetics 101. We can take the Bible and trust me, you spin the Bible the right way, the creation narrative is accurate.
I've seen that.
Listen, Kent Ham, you have these, what the one who come up with I can't believe his name right now. That's a fella right there. These guys are eloquent in their bullshit, right? But once you have a firm foundation in science, you can pick them apart. But if you listen to the apologists, right, you realize certain things. Every claim they make is unfalsifiable. So because this gentleman went amongst the Dogon 3 weeks, he is an astronomer trying to illustrate the level of work of the African in the tradition that they made their contribution. He telling you the Dogon knew nothing about this. And the apologist are gonna make that claim unfalsifiable. How? By stating there, because of course the Dogon ain't gonna tell you, they want he into the mix. This is apologetics. And if you can't recognize that that is what you are doing, then there is something not only flawed about your methodology, then I'm questioning your level of scientific literacy, period.
And it's a crazy claim too, to say that they wouldn't tell somebody that is their brother, but they would tell the white guy. If you think about it.
Now that's a great point.
Daggers, stop. There's too much blood. There's too much blood.
Hey, look, we're gonna leave off on that note, man. You know what I'm saying? Great energy in the building, man. I think everybody did a good job, man. They did. With that being said, yo, peace out.
Peace.